If there was ever a company that's literally fallen from grace and is struggling lately, guys, it's Ubisoft. For the last few years, I was actually an Ubisoft creator, and I was just informed I'm no longer one of the creators, and I was denied my application. So I guess they took offense to some of my criticisms. I've been talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, I've been talking about Star Wars Outlaws, and just detailing the behavior of some of their community managers and so forth. But all those issues aside, this company definitely has its problems, especially when it comes to new releases. They come out and then, before you know it, boom, bargain bin prices. So it's like, I mean, literally just this past week, we saw Skull and Bones, which came out not too long ago, drop down to a $10 sale at Best Buy. Yeah, it was a one of those one day only deals. But when you had what it was touted as a quadruple A game reduced to $10 in less than a year, ugh. And a lot of people always joke, hey, if an Ubisoft game comes out, just wait, it'll go on sale in a month. And that's what a lot of people are saying with their criticisms of Star Wars Outlaws, which is just about to come out really soon. There's like a $130 bundle for this game. And a lot of people have been kind of criticizing the pricing structure of it. Take all the DEI and wokeness aside and other issues with Outlaws. People are saying, hey, this game's going to go on sale anyway. Why are we going to bother to buy it on day one? And honestly, I see the point there. Why pay $130 for an Ubisoft Deluxe Ultimate Edition, whatever you want to call it, with a season pass and all the fixins, when within the year or less, it's probably going to go on sale. On top of that, let's look at some of the other releases that came out. Not too long ago, we had the Avatar game, which I played and reviewed on the game. This was the last game they sent me as an Ubisoft creator, by the way. And it was reduced to less than half of the price, less than 2 months after arriving on Steam. A big franchise like Avatar, one of the greatest movie franchises of all time, and it couldn't even fare well. So what makes you think Star Wars isn't going to be priced, extremely low, if not half off, within the next couple months or so? I mean, if you think about it, that's a huge discount in such a short amount of time, and that's unheard of, honestly. And yeah, Ubisoft's had kind of a poor track record with PC ports, so that's kind of to be expected. But you go back to Skull and Bones, that was like hyped to be like the biggest release they're going to have in some time, and I actually was quite low-key disappointed on it. And not too long before that, the CEO was justifying a $70 price for it. On top of that, they also had that whole you need to be comfortable not owning your games stance before that. So I don't know, man. It's kind of disheartening to see a company that was actually banger after banger. When you think of like games in the past, like the Rainbow Six games, when you think of stuff like Splinter Cell, Beyond Good and Evil, even the Assassin's Creed games, which for years I thought were great, but then every single Ubisoft game after that had to follow that Assassin's Creed formula. And now with Shadows coming out, we got a whole other issue of things coming up that are wrong with this game. Everything from the whole Yasuke controversy with Thomas Lockley writing lies about it, to the pricing structure, to other problems that are in the game, on top of all the wokeness that the company's suffering at this time. It's like they're in a weird place right now as a company. They've become more focused on pandering to wokies and making stuff for the modern audience, which doesn't turn out. Literally, like, who's this modern audience? Anytime there's something that's made for the modern audience, it flops, guys. Whether it's a movie, a TV show, or a video game, they don't come out and support anything financially. So why are companies so focused on making stuff for that modern audience instead of innovating, making creative games, making great games like Nintendo does? Every time they make a new game in a franchise series, has some kind of new quirk, new gimmick. Even if it fails, at least they tried to do something new. It seems like Ubisoft always plays it safe. I don't know, man. I mean, like, think of like this last Far Cry game that came out, right? Far Cry was like one of their big games underneath the whole Ubisoft banner. And Far Cry 6 came out, and to me, yeah, it was cool, but there was a lot to be desired in it. At times, it felt like the AI was cheap, and I did a full review of this game and live stream if you guys want to go and cover it. Felt like the game was like just kind of, I don't know. It just didn't feel like there was a lot of stuff with it. There was a lot of stuff that was wrong with the game, that the gameplay loop just felt like super repetitive. The AI was stupid. The combat was just kind of eh. It really felt like an outdated game, even though it's the sixth game in the series. It feels like Ubisoft has lost sight of what made not just Far Cry but the rest of their games great. And again, like I said, they seem to be pushing stuff that is checking out diversity check boxes. They have to appease to this modern wokeness crowd and insert political narratives instead of enjoying, making video games, making good, entertaining video games. The developers are focused on being political activists. I don't know. I don't want Ubisoft to fail as a company because, again, I was a creator. I got tons of their games throughout the years. I love a lot of their franchises. And it's sad to see a company lose its way so much. I want them to remember what made them great in the first place. And that's making great, fun, immersive gameplay experiences that aren't bogged down by all this old woke ideology stuff that's put into it. And because honestly, if you look at the gaming industry, especially with Sweet Baby Inc. infecting stuff, the whole industry is just already crowded with all that. There's too much activism. And it would actually be refreshing if a game company decided to go against that grain. Sure, a lot of the wokies would try to be saying they're not politically correct, and sure, Sweet Baby Inc. might try to extort them and stuff like that. But I think it's refreshing to see stuff like Black Myth Wukong, which is just coming out here, that told consultancy companies to fuck off, basically, and put out what they want. That's what gamers want. We want to have good games that are entertaining. We don't want to have stupid narratives placed on top of it. And honestly, I really hope Ubisoft does turn things around. I I I know I bitch about them a lot when it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows, but you gotta look at all the mistakes that they're coming, man. And I'm that type of person. I'm going to speak out if there's something that I don't like, if there's something that I see that is shady, if there's something sus, if something that I don't agree with, because that's my right. It's my right to give my opinion on something that's in the gaming industry or anything that I'm interested in. It's not crying about it. It's speaking up. It's having your own individual thought. And that's what YouTube is about, right? I'm not out here just crying to cry. It's a grift. You don't believe in it. No, if I think Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be complete garbage because they're more worried about putting a black protagonist in the game that was not even a legendary samurai like they're saying, that's my prerogative to give my opinion on it. Honestly, I think they need to focus on hiring people that aren't political activists. I think they need to put people in position that are passionate about making video games, right? Not meeting DEI quotas, not being DEI hires. I think if they could get back to making games that prioritize gameplay and fun, I think they could actually have some kind of recovery, because this last year they're completely nosediving, guys. It's unreal to see how far this company's fallen. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Ubisoft can regain and basically get back its former glory, or do you think it's too late? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're brand new. I'll see you on the next one.